Let's see if we get everything started as it should. Let me know if the sound is okay. And welcome to a assembling party. Once again, we are finishing up a crochet along amigurumi. Did you guess what animal we were making? Hi Jill and hi Paula, hi Anne from Newnan, and Christine, hi Diana from Germany. I'm super excited that you are here today with me to assemble our amigurumi. My chat is on this screen and my phone camera is there, and then I have my overhead view so you can see everything that I'm doing with my hands. So if I'm looking away and looking weirdly all over the place, it's because I might be reading the chat for that moment. I hope you have something cozy to drink. I have a cup of tea. Currently drinking, let me see if this is in English, cherry rainy. Cherry rainy. I would say it would be pronounced like cherry rain, but cherry rainy. Nordqvist, it is a taste of black tea, pineapple, strawberry, cherry, and raspberry. One of my favorite teas. It is super delish. Hi Regina! Happy Friday to you too! Drinking chai tea latte. Oh my god, that is so good. I'm a little bit tired of it currently because I have drunk it so much, but especially in the autumn, a chai latte is like the perfect. Hi Michaela from Germany. I'm so excited that we're so many here today. We are going to start. My tea will probably get cold before I even drink it up. It is always like that. Can anybody relate? Always drinking half cold tea. So earlier today, I frogged Tom the tiger. I need to see where I need to have my maybe tea on the other side like this. So I halfly frogged Tom so that I can assemble together with you, but I left one eye and one ear just because it's such a tedious task to assemble those two, and I know that you will be much faster assembling than I am because I will be talking as well, and when I talk I do stuff more slowly. So we are going to start off with attaching the head. This is pretty straightforward because the amount of stitches on the body should be the same as on the head. They should be 30 and 30. So that should be pretty easy. If you have already crocheted together the arms, they are already attached to the body, which is a perk because then you don't have to sew them on later, but you can also attach the head first and sew the arms on afterwards. So we have that to do. We have a ear, second eye, and we have a tail that go on the back. And everybody who has been very confused regarding why I've chosen to put the color changes on the front of the body instead of the back, it's because we have a tummy patch that we are going to sew on. For this part, use a lot of pins. That is my best tip. And then we have a very clean and very nice backside with no color changes. So yeah, that is why I decided to design it that way. If you noticed, there was a bonus part today arriving in your inbox together with the assembly instructions. With a little scarf for our Tom the tiger. It looks so good on him. So, but if you haven't had time to crochet the scarf, no worries, you can do that later. But yeah, hi Mandy from the Netherlands. Ooh, Christina, says, it's very exciting about your move. Yeah, I'm really excited as well. I will probably be talking about that as well during this live stream. If you have any questions for me during, I will keep an eye on the chat as we go along. So yeah, I will probably talk about that a little bit as well. And very clever. Yes, I feel so as well. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, let's get started. I'm a bit sad because I think that I have lost my favorite needle in Turku when I was there a couple of days ago. It was the perfect size, it was dull, so it didn't split the yarn, and now I don't really know what needle I'm going to use because most of my needles are pointy. Yeah, they are pointy, which is a bit annoying to sew with. So yeah, if you have never sewed before with a non-pointy needle, I highly recommend you to try it out because it will change your sewing game. It makes all the difference. But I'm going to dig into my little needle stash and see if I can find something. But I definitely need to go and buy a new one if it's gone. I remember that I secured it into an amigurumi, but I can't find it. So I guess it might be somewhere inside an amigurumi somewhere. But yeah, very annoying. And now I'm wondering if I should go with a small needle that is pointy or a big needle that is not pointy, because that is sadly my two only options today. How is your Friday so far? Do you have any plans for the weekend? Nope. We will go with, oh man. Bigger needles get so big holes, but I think that is the best option because pointy needles will not be worth it. So let's start off with assembling the head again. And my yarn is still attached here in the body, and I will just try to get it into a straight position. And the part on the head that doesn't have any stripes should be pointing forward because yeah, that is just how it will look like. It would have been great if I would have remembered where I started, but well, the worst thing that can happen is that we have to forget again. But yeah, for those who have been following me over on Instagram, we are currently packing up our apartment and we are moving in 12 days. So we have got the keys to a rental apartment in Diggerö. It is an island southeast from city center. If you go with subway and bus, it takes 20 to 25 minutes, so it's not like time-wise that far away. But yeah, a rental. It wasn't really what I have planned because my plan has been all this spring to buy an apartment, but currently we can't, to be honest, because I'm not lifting or taking out as much salary as I should need to be doing to get a loan. So that is like the main issue. So my main goal right now is to continue grow my business sell more patterns, and hopefully in a year I have a salary that will give me a loan from the bank. So, but I'm really excited from the move. The apartment is really cozy. It is smaller than what we have right now. It is a 45 square meter apartment. We live now in a 67, I believe this one is. So this is a 3-room apartment and the other one is a 2. So I have to give up my studio, but I'm not really that concerned about that because my business doesn't really take a lot of space. I mean, I have a ridiculous amount of yarn, but you can store yarn anywhere. So, and I can, otherwise my work doesn't really need to, it doesn't really take up a lot of space because I don't really have a lot of inventory since I stopped with the subscription boxes. So I have emptied a lot of yarn, and some of you have also helped me get rid of my yarn stock. I have still something left, so if you need to buy more yarn, I have some still up on the web shop. Diana, weekend plans are chilling and maybe finishing my new amigurumi design. Ooh, very exciting. Can't wait to see that one. Christine, lots of crocheting this weekend, working on a baby blanket. Ooh, who are you making the baby blanket for, Christine? I'm also very curious, Diana, what are your design? What is it, an animal? Is it? Tell us more. Tell us more, please. Hi Lena, hej! Välkommen till streamen. This is the issue when you have frogged ones. The yarn is not twined anymore, so it is a bit like hard to sew with. But yeah, so far lining up pretty good. No, good chai from Italy. Hello. Nice to have you here. Let me also know, what are you working on? Are you working on Tom the Tiger from the April crochet along? Or are you working on something else? Because that is also totally fine. The goal with this assembling party is to help you and encourage you to finish up something. And even if you don't finish up something, maybe get started on finishing up something. Because we all know that the sewing part can be ridiculously boring and tedious work. So it's always, everything is more fun when you have a little bit of company. And the goal is to get this finished in an hour. We will see if I will achieve that one. Before closing up the head, stuff the neck so that you get a steady neck on your tiger. Otherwise, it might get floppy. And that is something we don't like in this case. Maybe in another design that will be not inappropriate, but appropriate. I wonder if that was all the stuffing that I had previously. It feels... I usually stuff my amigurumis really, really firmly. I like to use a lot of stuffing, and I like my amigurumis to be not hard, but very firm. And I feel like I have stuffed this amigurumi less than I used to. But I also think that actually my stuffing, I run out of stuffing, so I need to go and buy some more. Diana, I'm also curious to know for whom the baby blanket is. Yes, tell us, Christine. Diana, it will be a little fish with snorkel and fins like a diver. Oh my god, that sounds so cute. Nagi, for me, it's the more exciting part. That makes me so happy that there are people there who likes the sewing part as well. I've grown to like it more. Because the more you sew, the more amigurumis you assemble, the better you will get. And the easier it will get as well, and the less you will hate it. That is like right. At least that was like for me. I think that this needle is too big for the wave in, because I don't really get inside of the stitches. So I will leave that. I will leave the yarns behind, and then I will later on find a smaller needle for that part. I think the next, let's see what the pattern says. What we should do next, so that you get it in the same order and don't need to be confused. The complete pattern will be sent out to the April Crochet Along participants next week. Then you will get the front picture and the information, the whole shebang. And for everybody who missed the Crochet Along, the pattern will be out in the webshop at the beginning of April. If I remember correctly, the 5th should be a Thursday. Okay, the next thing we are going to do is to sew on the tummy to cover the color changes. And for this, use a lot of pins to get it straight, because that is maybe the hardest part, and to get it exactly covering everything. I changed the pattern a little bit, so mine is actually one chain shorter than yours. So hopefully you have an easier task to cover, because I felt like it was a little bit short when I made it. Christine, the baby blanket is for no one in particular. I just found a beautiful mandala pattern. I will save it for when it's needed for someone. That is also a great way. You don't always have to make it for a certain person. Sometimes I can relate to that, to just finding something that you see is pretty and just wanting to make it for the sake of the making, if you know what I mean. My mom is the same. She knits a crazy amount of socks, and usually the socks doesn't have a person, but at Christmas, for example, she gives away, or if somebody has a birthday, or it is always good to have some finished things in your stash. Okay, I think that is enough of pins. It feels very sturdy and looks straight enough. Let's see if this is a part I have forgot twice already, or like stripped up, so the thread is very non-twisted. So we are going to see if this is going anywhere. But yeah, don't pull this part and force it to one place. Follow it, like if you feel like, ooh, I want to pick in there and I want it to do that place, because that is making a non-straight line. So if you're going through this, go into the hole that feels like, or the stitch underneath that feels like it is right under. And this I sew up and down, up and down. Sorry. My microphone is a little bit in the way, but ooh, let me know if you would like. I've tried to ask if people would be interested in a moving vlog. I'd love to make one, but I also want to see if there is interest in joining the journey of moving. I was planning to make a moving vlog when we moved to this apartment, but I filmed some, but I never edited it, so I ended up adding it to a studio vlog last autumn, I think. But now I would like to really make a moving vlog, and like packing and cleaning and organizing and just making the new apartment a home. One of the most exciting parts is that we are finally going to buy a new bed. Me and Lucas has been sleeping in a bed with the measurements 1 meter and 20 centimeters since forever. It is my bed that I bought when I started studying, so it's over 10 years old now. So it's time for us to get a grown-up bed. I feel like. So we are buying a new bed, and I found this really nice bed frame on IKEA that is pink and has drawers with it, which is perfect when you have a small apartment, because then you need to utilize all the places where you can store things. So that I'm super excited for. And that it's on the first floor, so there is an outside space. It's facing the north, so it's not sunny at all and will probably be pretty cold, but there is still like a couple of square meters where Safran can chill, and hopefully I can hang up a hammock somewhere. Sometimes I skip a stitch if I feel like it would be forced to to like put one there, for example. I skipped one because it didn't make sense to go into that one. I'm trying just to go with the pins and follow the pins and follow the straight lines. Basically, hi, is there a way to get rid of the holes down the middle? Do you mean, yes, this line? If you want to, you could try to sew up and down to cover them, for example. Another way you could try is to crochet the chains with a smaller crochet hook. That might also help. It doesn't really annoy me, so I haven't really done anything to them. I think I don't know. I kind of like it. It's like a detail in some sort. But yeah, you can sew up and down a couple of times. That will probably cover it. Or then choose a smaller hook, and that might also help. Hi, Elizabeth! So happy that you are here! We're currently on the tummy, and we have still one eye and one ear left because I was lazy and didn't frog everything for you. But I frogged enough so I can definitely show you, because that is the main part, that I can show you how I sew so that it will be easier for you. Vislan, it happens to me every time I try to make an oval and mine are bigger. Test the smaller hook. I have also, I know what you're talking about. It is really like hard to get attention for the chains in the beginning because you don't really have anything to hold on to. I don't know if it's that or if it's just you're used to making loose chains because usually you need to. But experiment with a smaller hook and then change to the regular one or the regular size that you like to use afterwards. You're welcome, no worries. Happy to help, that is why I'm here today. It's easier than I thought sewing with this needle, though it's big. A bit ridiculously big for these tiny stitches. And if you have any friends who are missing the assembling party, there will be a replay over on my YouTube channel afterwards. I will also send it to your email if you are on my email list. Ooh, I need to sneeze. Okay, no? That is the worst feeling when you have to sneeze and then you don't sneeze and then it just fades away. Ha. And remember then afterwards, put up pictures in the Facebook group and on Instagram of your Ted the Tiger. I am so excited to and curious to see your versions of the pattern. That is also the way to join the giveaway. If I remember correctly, I will be giving away 2 yarn kits and 3 amigurumi calendars. I'm trying my best to empty my stock. I have still maybe 40 calendars left, and the sales are so slow. And I do understand, because nobody is buying wall calendars anymore this time of year. But yeah, I need to. That is why I'm giving them away, so that I get more space into my stock, because there will be a new calendar next year. I'm planning. I've already chosen a theme for it, and hopefully I will get it done a little bit earlier this year, so that I can start selling it earlier, and people will get it for Christmas, for example, and just plenty of time before the new year. So okay, I will do the same with this one, but I will poke it. Oh, we will poke it behind. I will wave in the end later if he wasn't here in the beginning. I have a bigger needle because I have lost my favorite small needle, so I'm just leaving them here until I can find something smaller. So that was the tummy. It wasn't that hard, was it? Oh, managed good. Okay, let's see what the pattern says next. The ice. So, the ice is placed between round 12 and 19, and there is 6 stitches in between the ice. So one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I placed it here somewhere. Does that look evenly? Yes, good enough. Also with the eyes, remember to pin. But of course, if you're feeling adventurous, skip the pins. But you might end up with a sleepy or a winking tiger. I think that looks good. Yeah, let's start. This eye, or the eyes, are also sewn on by sewing up and down, up and down, up and down, as we did on the tummy, so that we get this edge, this pretty edge like this. So it looks like a patch. That is like our goal. And like the tummy, try to go down in the stitches that are closest to this, the eye stitches. Anne, I'm amazed that the yarn tail you leave for assembly is so close to the perfect length needed. Do you have a formula for the degree of accuracy? No. But thank you. Thank you. I have never heard that before. I wing it. Sometimes this is just good luck. There is definitely times where I have too little for a piece and I need to what is it called? Skarva in Swedish, but yeah, I need to attach a new piece of yarn. So yeah, it is just pure luck. At the same time as Tom the Tiger, this tiger is actually, by the way, named after my dad, who is named Tom. He loves book and has his own library at home. Me and my sisters are a bit worried what we are going to do with all his books when he dies, because it is a crazy amount, and we have told him that he needs to tell us what he wants us to do with them. But yeah, he's a book lover. He reads a lot. He is also a tea lover. He would spit in my tea if he knew what I was drinking today, because he drinks Chinese tea that are non-flavored. He's a nerd when it comes to book, tea, chocolate, and backgammon. That is like his things. But yeah, this tiger is named after him. And yeah, at the same time this pattern will be released in the shop, the Runar the Raccoon pattern will also come out in the shop at the same time. Some of you might have seen him in the wooden spring call on Instagram. Some of you might already have made him or had the pattern for him, but if you have missed it, there will also be that pattern available. So there is a lot of patterns coming your way really soon. I would also love to hear from you guys what you want me to design, animal wise or pattern wise. If you have any wishes, let me know. I have a list with all the wishes and all the ideas, so I'm going through that slowly but steadily. But right now on the hook I have for the next thing I'm going to make is a pink monkey with a banana hat. That is something that I'm working on. It is in the same like sitting shape. I just love this like basic shape. So it is the same style as my sitting amigurumis, but it is with the Kremke Soul wool yarn. So I'm trying to convert it so that it would be the same size, though it's with thicker yarn. So yeah, I'm redoing it a little bit because I'm slowly changing to that yarn because the colors are so much more prettier than the Alba color scheme, unfortunately, right now. I really love this yarn and I love the thickness of it, but if I need to change or choose between a thinner yarn that has a smaller range of colors, or the range is like pretty good but the shades are not really in my taste, it is yeah, they are not really like rainbow shades as the Kremke Soul wool. So if I have to like choose between a thinner yarn that doesn't really have those colors that I want to, or a thicker yarn that has colors, I'm going with, of course, the one that has the colors that I like. So that is an exciting project. I also have a ice cream track that has been on my mind for a while. I have made a sketch on it that I think is up on my Instagram actually. So if you want to go and be a detective and see how that looks, I think it's somewhere there. But yeah, that is something that I'm really excited about as well. So that those two patterns are like the most closest ones that I am working on. I also am working on the next crochet along pattern that will, the next crochet along will be in July. Yeah, I will also have my holiday, my summer holiday in July, but my plan is to schedule everything prior so that everything just goes out automatically, and the only thing I need to do is do customer service, because there is always customer service, especially when a crochet along starts. So we have 2 pair of eyes. I think the next thing we are going to do is the ears. Yes, and I'm so scared of this part because I have a bad needle and the ears are always a struggle. I'm really happy that I didn't frog the other ear because I was really happy with how it turned out. But yeah, okay, let's go with a lot of pins to make it secure and get it where it should be. I can't be alone with feeling that the ears are always the hardest part to sew on. Everything feels pretty like straightforward, but the ears are on the middle part of the head, and they have such a big impact on how the amigurumi looks like in the end. So yeah, hopefully this will go good. So the ears, let me check, is placed between round 4, so 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 approximately, and I'm trying now to get it at the same like place as that one, and 6 stitches here and 6 stitches here, and it ends above the stripe. So if you get all those things right, you should have a pretty good placement of the ear. Like this. I have now 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 pins to keep it in the place. I think that is good. Yeah. Let's go with that one. This string of yarn is much more twined than the rest of them. Okay. Breathe in, breathe out. This one is not sewn up and down. I'm sewing into the ear, up in the head, and into the ear again. So it's more like a round, 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 round motion than just up and down. Sorry, I wasn't in frame. Now, so in the ear, Then I try to go a little bit like to the side and underneath some stitches. One stitch there. So pull it, and then the next stitch from the ear. And now I'm going into the same because that makes sense. This. And the stitches will be like super invisible if you are using the same yarn as you have sewed, crocheted with. It's Friday. My speech. I'm losing my words. But I know it's not a migraine, as I don't know, maybe some of you was on a live stream when I got a migraine. That was really crazy because I have those kinds where I lose the ability to speak properly. And I also get dots on my, like, in my vision. And that is like the first sign, and then I know that, okay, in like 15 minutes I will have a crazy headache. But now I'm just tired. That is why I'm losing my words. But we don't have a lot left. If you have any tips on a good sewing needle, because I need to buy a new one now, let me know. I would like a thin one, but the hole should be big, or like so big so you get the yarn through it, and it needs to be dull. That is my preference. Let's poke it. It looks so horrible when I'm using the head as a pin cushion at the same time. Okay, there we have it. Yes, it looks good. Whew. I'm always so nervous when I'm like doing the ears, but this is good. It's good enough. Okay, let's see what we are doing next. The next thing is embroidering the nose. I have some black I think this might work. This I think is the yarn that I used. If it feels like it's too untwined, I'm so sorry. My alarm. No, I snoozed it. Sorry. You get a different view. Why do I have an alarm today? Maybe it's okay now. Okay, I think it's fine. I'm currently selling a lot of things, furniture mostly, on Facebook, and it was a Facebook alarm for yesterday when I had a person coming to pick up something. Let's poke through. So yeah, let me just check. The nose is embroidered over round 16 and 18, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. So there. It should be here somewhere, I think. I'm going to double count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. No. 2 rows down. Oh, will I even? Oh, we need to do it like this. placement. So I mean, I have the suggested rows on in the pattern, but if you feel like it's like it doesn't work, then change it. 1, 2, 4, like here. You can do this in different ways. I did not embroider it like this last time, but now I want to do it like this. Whee! And then I will though go back and do, because I want it to be a little bit thicker. And then poke it through the back. And then we have a lot of stuffing coming out. One tip is to go inside with a needle and just roam around a little bit. That might help to get the stuffing like back inside of your amigurumi. You can also take a scissor and cut it. Let me see if I can find one. You can also like trim it away and use a needle to poke it in. This turned out so much better than the first time. That is a fun thing. It's not fun when you realize that it's uglier than the last time you sewed. But that is also why I decided not to frog everything, because I feel always that I need to do everything really quickly to not like spend the entire evening on sewing. So now I can do it calmly instead than just rushing it. And yeah, doing it calmly makes it better always. We have only the tail left. Whistlin, when will this pattern be for sale? He's adorable and I missed the call because I knew I didn't have time. No worries, Whistlin. The pattern will be available in the shop at let me check. It's the beginning of May, the 4th. The 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. That is the day. That is the day when I will release both Tom the Tiger and Runar the Raccoon. So be patient, they will come up in the shop eventually. And if you are subscribed to my email list, you will get notified about when they are up. As you see, this is ugly. I'm going to fix this later by waving in all the yarn ends properly. But yeah, I need a better needle for that. Great, everyone. Yes. Okay. The tail should be between row 11 and 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's like it's above the second stripe. If you don't want to count the rounds. Here is also be careful when you attach, so you have the color changes on the inside, or like, yeah, downwards when you sew. Diana, according to the publishing day, Tom should get a lightsaber. Yes, at least he has a red scarf. I mean, it's not a lightsaber, but maybe it could turn into a lightsaber. Yeah, he should definitely have one. Maybe I should make one. I mean, that can be. Is a lightsaber copyrighted? Is it like, or do I need to call it? Do I just need to make a red sword? Maybe. I don't want, and I encourage nobody to go in that dirty road of copying stuff. So that is why I'm super careful. But yeah, he should have a. Maybe I could like craft one as well. I'm really interested in making or adding other materials to my amigurumi that isn't yarn. So when I made the Nanook polar bear, he has a fishing rod, and the fishing rod is crocheted, but inside the fishing rod there is a chopstick, and that was the first pattern where I included a material that isn't yarn. Let me know if this annoys you. Do you prefer to have a pattern where you just need yarn and like the basic crocheting tools, or are you open for as well using like metal thread, for example? I would like to make a amigurumi with glasses, for example, and I would like to make them in metal wire, and maybe wooden chopsticks, and maybe like coloring them or something. Yeah, let me know. Vislin, make an extra tail in green and black. That would look so good. Yeah, maybe he needs like a costume. That would be fun to make, like a Star Wars themed costume for him. Let me see. There is a lot of work with the moving right now, so I'm not. I'm trying to keep my to-do list as limited as possible, or as like short as possible, just because I know. Oh, come on! Sorry. My alarms are messing with me. So, yeah. I'm keeping it easy, and I'm super happy if I get these 2 patterns published later. My plan is next week to release Kevin the Crocodile, Hilda the Hippo, and Sugar the Snail. I'm super sorry that they didn't arrive last month, but it was just crazy. So my plan, I don't have a lot left. I have some Swedish translations to do, but otherwise they are super close to be up and ready. So they are also coming up in the shop. I have had so many questions regarding Kevin the Crocodile and when he's coming to the shop. So I'm happy to say that he is soon available as a single pattern as well. Okay, I had a really good way of tying this pretty yesterday, but let's see if I can do it. Nope. Yeah. Like this. Here is Tom the Tiger. Thank you so much for joining me on this assembling party. If you didn't watch the entire live stream, it will be up on the YouTube channel, so you can watch it there and have my company during your assembling. And yeah, thank you so much to everyone who has crocheted together with me this month. The next crochet along is in July. I hope that you will join that as well. There will be some exciting yarn kits available with a special yarn nowhere to be found because it's specially dyed. It's hand dyed. So it's super unique, and there is a limited amount of the yarn kits. So keep an eye open on that. They will arrive in May already, so that they can arrive in time for the crochet along. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope that you will have a lovely weekend, and yeah, I'll see you around. Bye!